Welcome back to another Transits Fridays. Let's have a look at what the planets are doing from Friday today, the 31st of January. So the last day of January, can you believe it? 25. So time is running really, really fast. So from Friday today until next week's Friday. Now, the general energy of this week has a couple of major turnings here. So we've got Jupiter moving direct. We've got Venus moving to Aries. So from Pisces to Aries. But we also have a triple conjunction between Venus, Neptune, and the North Node in Pisces. So if you haven't checked my video about the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, have a look, check it out, because I finally managed to record and to put it out as well earlier this week. So it's a long one. It's like over an hour, but that means there's a lot of juicy content for you to have a look. And there are timestamps as well everywhere, so you can just skip, go back, go forward, or just watch it slowly, chapter by chapter, just to fit into your routine. All right, without any further ado, let's have a look at the chart and the planetary movements as we discuss these interesting energetic patterns of this week. So last week we had a very strong emphasis in Aquarius. We had Uranus moving direct. We had the new moon in Aquarius as well. How did that go for you? How was that energy for you? Um, I have the star card right behind me, a big one. And in fact, I actually, on my daily spread, I got the star card as well. So that's the Aquarius major arcana card. So there's something of that energy that's obviously is still here, is still lingering on, is still important because we're still going through Aquarius, the Aquarius season. However, there is this real um strong flavors that I just shared in the beginning of the vid. So this is the chart for today, Friday. But also today we have this wonderful trine between the Sun and Jupiter. So a sense of optimism, a sense of growth as well that we might be feeling. The sort of like um positive future oriented energy, I would say, because air signs are a lot more connected to what's to come. They're not so much focused on what has been in the past. It really has that kind of resonance with a more, I guess both elements really, air and fire, are very much future oriented. So we have that trine there, which I think is just a preparation for the feelings that we're going to be encountering with Jupiter shifting its direction as well. So Jupiter will be finally moving direct, and potentially we have a sense of moving forward with our projects, moving ahead. I think there is a sense of, picking up speed a little bit this week, with that Jupiter moving direct, with, all of the outer planets moving direct again, including Saturn as well. And then obviously mid February, Mars will also move direct, which will give us a window of all the planets going forward and us setting sails again, kind of having a sense that we're moving ahead, we're progressing somehow. On that note, I also want to say the other day I had this insight, I was thinking about it. It's like progress is as important as assessing that same progress, right? I wrote it more beautifully in my notes here when I was thinking about it. Acknowledgement of progress is as important as progress itself. So give yourself some time. And I think that's what retrograde planets are about. They're talking about moments that we can acknowledge progress within those areas connected to those planets. And we also have an invitation to, through that reassessment, through see what's not working anymore, right? I just read a very interesting text, a post by one of, my yoga teachers when I went to Thailand. I just love that post because He was talking about Alfred Adler, the psychologist, and he was just saying that we've got these two different ways of looking into things. So one is connected with that vision that past shapes us. So I am like this because I suffered bullying in my childhood, because my parents got divorced. So for me, it's really difficult to trust and to have healthy relationships. So past shapes us. And then the other perspective, which is called teleology, um, is connected with a sense of creating. We are actively creating our future. So instead of saying the past shaped me, therefore I am the way I am, we can ask ourselves, what purpose is this serving me now? I love that. I love that. And I think that works so well with constructive astrology. What we're learning here, what we're discussing here, where we are focusing on how we want to work with astrology as well. And when we have a retrograde planet like this, Mars, which is considered malefic, and talking about difficult parts of our charts or difficult, more challenging areas of our lives, like assertion, anger, etc. Well, with Mars going retrograde for a few more weeks, we can ask ourselves, what purpose is this serving me now? Or what purpose is this serving now? And really look into a relationship to Mars, a relationship to that principle. So I just, there's just a little digression, which I just love because it was so affirming of the work that I do already and the way that I work with astrology with my clients, with my students, with you in the channel as well. It really, asking this question, I think can be a game changer because it gives us back agency. It shows us that we have the power to shift, to change, to stop certain behaviors if that's what we want to, right? So I really love that. So yeah, going back to what we were talking before, um, Jupiter is turning direct. So we can ask ourselves about beliefs, about growth, about expansion, about optimism. How optimistic are we in the area that Jupiter is transiting right now? And what is the growth that we actually want to invest our energy in? And the overgrowth that's actually wasteful, that we don't want to give energy anymore. So those are some of the questions for that Jupiter in Gemini. And today, with that trine to the sun in Aquarius, we can have a taster of, that optimism, that sense of expanding our knowledge, expanding our communication skills, expanding that sort of exchange with the world and with other people as well. How do we communicate and how we bring those ideas out into the world? Cool. Now, obviously, we already have that very, very strongly Piscean energy. Now, that's the other energy, general energy that we're having as well throughout this week. And is a very, very different life quality, different flavor profile, etc., than the Jupiter in Gemini and the trine to the Sun in Aquarius as well. Is a much more dreamy, romantic, is spiritual, transcendental, etc. So that energy is very strong this week as well. And honestly, we can take a ride with it. And it's an energy that really goes with that North Node in Pisces that I was discussing in my last video on surrendering, trusting, releasing, over anxiety, overthinking, over analyzing, just really learning and practicing things that can keep us in the moment, that can keep us in the flow of life and in the sense of trust as well. So for the next few days, that's really under the spotlight. The moon obviously is already in Pisces, going to be in Pisces for a couple of days. And we have that beautiful conjunction between Venus and Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces. So is the degree of exaltation as well for Venus in Pisces. And I don't know, I just think there's something really powerful, there's something really beautiful of this conjunction between Neptune and Venus. We could definitely do creative work this weekend. Tap into compassion, tap into transcendence in some way. Really do something that will be very soulful, during this weekend, then whatever that is for you, mm, whatever that is for you, whatever that means for you as well. You know, what is a soulful service or soulful work or a soulful practice that you can bring into your life this weekend? I think this energy will really multiply the benefits that you can harvest from these practices. So go back to painting, go back to singing, playing an instrument, you know, doing the real creative work, but also inspiring higher service as well, you know, helping someone, or I don't know, just doing something for another, which, you know, is like seeing ourselves through another person and offering compassion, offering that, um, you know, that sort of service, that sort of selfless, um, selfless offerings. I don't know, there's something of that. And then obviously throughout the weekend, that's still going to be really very much under the spotlight. Venus and Neptune is still 27 degrees here together. The North Node is at 28 Pisces, so it's already a triple conjunction here on Saturday, but also quadruple because we've got the moon joining in tomorrow on Saturday. So really heightened feelings. What I would suggest, because it's Saturday as well, is to be aware of not drinking too much or, you know, searching for artificial ways of transcending, you know, or numbing strong emotions that we might face during the weekend, you know, over drinking or any other kinds of drugs or anything like that. But big yes for dancing, big yes for painting, like I said before, and any of these other kinds of channels, you know, yoga practice. Like I love reconnecting with my yoga practice in a kind of a spiritual way. You know, for me, it's not just a sport. It's not just about health. It really is a spiritual practice for me, which is very different from going to the gym, for example. And this weekend is really highlighting that. Movies. I mean, that's very Neptune as well, you know, Hollywood and glamour and, you know, watching good movies this weekend and just arty movies, you know, just exposing ourselves to the beauty in the world, the beauty that really takes us higher. It really brings us to another dimension somehow, that makes us dream, that makes us inspired. I love to think about divine inspiration here as well with all of that Pisces. So that energy is really, really powerful. Here's Sunday, the 2nd of February, which is one of my very, very good friend's birthdays. So she'll have that um in her solar return, which is very interesting. So triple conjunction, 28 degrees of Neptune, North Node, and Venus as well. So a beautiful triple conjunction here. And again, just bringing that sense of inspiration. It's really connected with evolution now as well, with collective evolution with that North Node in Pisces. Again, a reminder, have a look at the North Node in Pisces video I put out. I'm going to put the link in the description as well for you to have a look, to remind you and to find it easily. But this Sunday is also, you know, so this weekend really carries that energy, that really powerful energy. So here is Monday, 3rd of February, and boom, here is Tuesday, the 4th of February, when Venus enters Aries and Jupiter turns direct as well. So we've got that shift of energy. And while Jupiter is stationing to move direct, so Monday, between Monday and Tuesday, Mercury is also forming a trine to Jupiter. So there is a potential for great communication there, for great exchanges with people, for more generosity when it comes to communication, sharing knowledge, insights, big ideas as well, you know, big ideas that can potentially be applied as well, you know, with that trine to Jupiter, adventurous ideas, really expanding our sense of knowledge, what we know, our curiosity, our curious minds, etc. And obviously, Jupiter turning direct. Jupiter is the wheel of fortune. in the major arcana cards. So it really brings that sense of potentials and improvement and changing things. So with the change of direction of the Wheel of Fortune, there is a real sense that we can start treading ahead with our visions. I think Jupiter has a lot to do with visions. And that moving direct with that trine to Mercury, I think our thoughts are really integrated with our beliefs and making decisions that are based on these beliefs and the way that we think and the way that we're communicating in alignment. So there's something quite positive on Tuesday. If we want to send emails, get in touch with people, share, pitch something that you want to do, write an outline of a workshop that you're giving, or, it's a wonderful day for me to work on my webinar as well that I'm already, I've been working already on it about the astrological tarot. So that's a wonderful day to put those things on paper, to write them down, to share with other people, to communicate certain things. I think Venus in Aries carries a bit of that quality as well of treading ahead, moving forward, going for it, really trying, really doing what we love. That's, the Venus in Aries, doing what we love based on what we want. It's this very individualistic sign, of Aries. So it really is about finding what we love, finding what our values are, like regardless of what other people think or expect from us with Venus in Aries. And I would also, suggest obviously Venus will go retrograde a month later. So this is beginning of February, beginning of March, Venus will be turning retrograde. So we're going to go over these degrees of Venus again, the zero Aries. So we're going to go over again whatever issues, whatever values and relationship themes that come up to us now. But all in all, honestly, I feel that throughout the weekend, we have this wonderful, inspiring, divine inspiration, creative surge of energy, compassion, all kind of gearing us towards collective evolution with that North Node as well in Pisces. And then from the beginning of the week, we get this shift into a more future-oriented, not Jupiter moving direct, Venus in Aries, Jupiter, Mercury trine, and that sense of really taking action slowly as we wait for that Mars to turn direct as well. But like we have a stronger sense of movement and perhaps having more energy at our disposal as well. If you, like me, have been struggling throughout January to find the pace, to really get, into a rhythm and of production and being productive and etc. I think this week can give us a stronger sense of, and a stronger connection to energy, right? As just not a stronger sense of connection with energy, but a stronger connection with energy that would be available to us to go after things, to really set things in motion. So here's the 5th of February, another great friend's birthday. 6th of February, another couple of great friends' birthday. I have a lot of Aquarian friends, which is really interesting. A lot of like my best friends are Aquarians or have very powerful Aquarian planets as well. I just have that in my life. And I guess that's because my IC is in Aquarius. It just feels like home, right? It just really does. Okay, Mars trine Saturn here by Friday, which again for me is just a confirmation of the energy I'm sharing with you. That's got a lot to do with a sense of direction that we're gonna have more this week, that we're gonna sense more, that we're gonna, is a trine between the sun and the moon as well. So the moon is growing, is the crescent, etc. So it's really moving ahead with the intentions that we set during the new moon Aquarius as well. So this is a time to get busier. This week is a time to get busier. So before getting busier, enjoy this weekend. Enjoy that beautiful energy of the triple, quadruple conjunction in Pisces and watch some movies, do some art, do some spiritual practices, and get inspiration for achieving a lot more during this week with Jupiter direct and all of these trines there as well between Aquarius and Gemini, and Venus moving to Aries as well. All right, so that's it. I'm going to put the link for the North Node in Pisces video for you to have a look. And I'll be back next week. Please write down in the comments, what do you think about that video? That's really helpful as well. Like if you like, just give it a like because that gets the message across. More people will find it, more people will watch it. And also, I want to hear from you, really. I want to hear what you find useful, what's been helpful, and what are you looking forward to doing this week as well, or with the energy of that North Node in Pisces. All right. So that's it. Take care. Enjoy this beautiful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Mwah. Big kiss for you. Bye bye. Take care.